Wow, that was title mentality showed by Arsenal. And I can't lie, I'm a little bit scared that Arsenal might win the league because I know it was 2-2 and there will be a narrative online that Arsenal were lucky, corner bailed them out in the last minute. But let's be honest, the Leicester keeper was having the game of his life. Arsenal was on top for about 90% of that game and did more than enough to win the game. You look at the statistics, 36 shots, an XG of 4.0 to Leicester's 2.7. If Leicester had come away from a draw, that would have been fair play to Leicester. But Arsenal, it was a performance worthy of a win. They did absolutely destroy Leicester. But you know what, Leicester, thank you for giving me hope that Arsenal might have dropped points for a little bit. But you've got to give Arsenal credit where it's due. Now, I want to talk about Calafiori. I want to talk about Saka. And I also want to talk about the impact of Nwaneri. And then I also want to talk about Trossard in today's video. They're my 4 standouts that I want to talk about. But I'm going to give you my general thoughts on the game. Then I'm going to talk about if Arsenal can win the league title. Obviously, City dropping points. Liverpool are playing right now. It's obviously half time when I'm recording this, so they are currently 1-0 up. But it could be Arsenal's title. But I just wanted there's so much to talk about in this game. And I have to say, I thought Arsenal were incredible. I thought Saliba could have been maybe better, but I thought Gabriel was really good. Timber, I believe, made 7 key passes. I read somewhere. That's just fantastic. You know, the fact that Ben White isn't getting in that team just shows you how good they are. But I want to say is the difference in that left-hand side that Calafiori made. And that's what I want to talk about, the left half's dynamic. You know, Martinelli looked different. I generally think that the Calafiori and Mourinho additions, and I said this back in July when you were linked to Mourinho and you signed Calafiori, I think it levels up Arsenal a lot more than people think. I think last season you had the Ben White, Odegaard, Saka right-hand side that worked really well, but the left-hand side wasn't as dominant. I think on Martinelli, Mourinho, Calafiori left-hand side is going to be incredibly good for Arsenal, and I will talk about that in a minute. But Calafiori, the movement, the build-up, everything from him was fantastic. It's a big reason why Martinelli looks better. Timber, fantastic player. I wanted Man United to sign him. To be fair, I said in May Man United should sign Calafiori way before the Euros, because if people didn't really know Calafiori before the Euros, and I said in May Man United should sign Calafiori because they need someone that could cover left back and left centre back because Luke Shaw or Martinez can't stay fit. I feel like whenever I say Man United should sign a player, 3 months later they go to Arsenal and then they go and be brilliant. Declan Rice, Ewan Timber, Calafiori, 3 players. 3! And they're at Arsenal and it's so annoying. But Arsenal winning late is that mentality. You know how City, got that last-minute equaliser, like that is Manchester City, that last-minute equaliser. They have it in them. Arsenal winning late, like they did at Luton last year. I think Kai Havertz scored a winner. That is title-winning mentality. That is what Fergie did. If you take it to the end and you can't rule Arsenal out winning until the whistle goes, you know that is that title-winning mentality. And when you win games clutch last minute like that, it's almost like a sign that you could win the league. I thought the first few minutes they had to get settled in, but I thought from minute 5 to 45, I thought Arsenal were fantastic. I think they looked good. They were playing the ball around the box. They looked so confident. And I just think that this keeper for Leicester, was so good. It was funny because I didn't want Arsenal to win, so I was like, "Oh, brilliant! This guy, like top keeper." I mean, he was putting in, that clip. I think it was DT was like, "Oh, David De Gea could have saved the Titanic." I was thinking if Arsenal dropped points, there was going to be someone saying that on a fan cam. He was fantastic. But let's get into the actual player analysis. This was said by Raj. Calafiori, Rice, Martinelli, left-hand side, dynamic, great in the first half. Martinelli optimised in shooting positions. Timber, Nwaneri, Saka, right-hand side dynamic looked great after Nwaneri came in. And I thought the left-hand side dynamic looked really good. And I think Rice going back to the 6, Partey coming off and Mourinho coming in. I think a Calafiori, Mourinho left-hand side and a Nwaneri, Saka, Timber right-hand side. The elements of technicality, physicality, ground coverage, carrying, passing, IQ, vision in their left and right-hand side, with Rice being the 6 to protect what is already an unbelievable defence. Rice, Saliba, Gabriel, this already unbelievable trio would be fantastic at Arsenal. They are absolutely, building something special. It makes me jealous. It makes me annoyed. Because players, I was like, would be great at United. They go to Arsenal and they're part of something special. And I do want to talk about Nwaneri because he was excellent. But Ricardo Calafiori is probably my man of the match. 1 clearance, 1 block shot, 3 tackles, 2 key passes, 3 out of 4 long balls, 12 duels. This guy is a monster. 2 out of 3 dribbles attempted. So these were some notes that I wrote on Calafiori. They were sort of rough notes and things that I've copied around and stuff. But it was said, Calafiori showing that he's brilliant. Tackling, movement, everything he brings to Arsenal. Now, what I like about Calafiori is he can dribble the ball and carry the ball. He can break the lines, pass the ball. Him being a left footer means that Arsenal's build up is quicker. But he is someone that has the intelligence. He's someone that has the spatial awareness. His ability, as soon as he's not on the ball, he's making runs where he's always able to receive the ball. He's always making this movement that he's able to receive the ball. It is absolutely fantastic, Calafiori. Absolutely fantastic. He's got the intelligence, he's got the movement. His movement will drag players out. He just helps Arsenal in the build-up phase. He helps Arsenal in every phase of the pitch. He can get the ball when he can drive with it. He can get the ball when he's got that left-footed dynamic and he plays in Martinelli. And his movement is just creating so much. And he's getting on the ball and he's breaking down Leicester and he's breaking down the blocks and he's breaking the lines. And then he's also got the defensive ability of being a monster in the air, being a duel winner, being a great 1v1 defender, exceptional tackling. I've spoken so much about this guy before you even sign him. I know he's a fantastic player, but it was his ability to switch. He can provide width, he can drive in central areas, he can overlap, he can underlap. His movement allowed Martinelli to have more space down his side, and Martinelli thrives on space. He's playing the ball quicker to Martinelli. You can see what the physicality and movement of Marino would bring to that dynamic, and I think Marino and him on the left-hand side with Martinelli works. Martinelli's not been at his best, but Martinelli's getting that confidence. You put him with Calafiori and Marino, I think that is something special because Calafiori can cross, he can underlap, he can overlap. He's versatile. He's a David Alaba type fullback, centre-back, wherever you want him. And I just felt that in these last two games, Martinelli's confidence, maybe Calafiori as well, he's gone up a level. Absolutely gone up a level. And I also want to talk about Bukayo Saka. Saka created the most chances 9, the most dribbles 8, the most shots 7, the most big chances created 4, and the most assists 1. But he didn't get the assist. You know what? I'm fuming. I took Cole Palmer out for Saka in FPL. Cole Palmer gets 4 goals. Saka gets his assist wiped off. Saka should have come home with 2 assists. He created 4 big chances. Saka was unbelievable today. The fact that Saka's not getting me FPL points, 1, annoys me because I'm not getting FPL points. But 2, I'm thinking Palmer gets 4. But unbelievable, Bukayo Saka was. Unbelievable. I'm saying he got an assist today, even if it gets wiped off for an own goal, because he created 4 big chances. He created 9 chances, 8 dribbles, 4 big chances and assists. He was unbelievable. The first player to create 8+ chances and complete 8+ take-ons in a single Premier League match this decade. Bukayo Saka, take a bow. If you do not rate Bukayo Saka, if you're someone that gives Bukayo Saka sick, grow up. He's got a goal contribution every game this season. He's been absolutely phenomenal this season. His output would be higher if Arteta moved him more centrally, but he creates for everybody else. This guy has got skill, he's got technical ability, he's got vision, he's got work rate. He even won 11 duels today, 4 big chances created, 8 key passes. Bukayo Saka is such a fantastic footballer, and it winds me up that there's people online that try and bring him down at any reason they can. He is an unbelievable player. He can drive at you. He can break down low blocks. He can be a transitional threat. You see Foden struggles for England. Saka comes on, he scores. It's just a different level, an absolute different level he is, Bukayo Saka. And I think he deserves a lot more respect, if I'm going to be honest. Continuing on, because I've got a lot to get through, but 6 assists in the first 6 Premier League games. I think he's the first ever player to do that, which again, absolutely insane stuff. Bukayo Saka. And you look at stuff here, like his expected threat 1.4, progression via pass 7.0, progression via carry 9.5. As I said, he can carry the ball, he can pass the ball, he can create, he can dribble, he can play 1-2s. His movement is good, his work rate is good, his output is fantastic. I want to talk about Trossard because he's an output monster. Now, Trossard isn't as good as Saka, and I think Martinelli in form is better than Trossard. But what you got in Trossard is an impact signing. And when you want to win in the league title and you just need a goal out of nowhere, it doesn't matter how it comes, doesn't matter how you play, but you need the goal for the 3 points. Trossard is the guy you want. And I saw Ben say this. Trossard for 25 million, one of our best impact signings since Odegaard has been out. Leo has been impressive in deeper areas and arriving in the box. One of the best in the pockets. And then Nwaneri. This is some notes on Nwaneri. Now, Nwaneri was incredible. He's got the confidence when he came on. What is special about Nwaneri? And it reminds me of when, obviously, very different profile of player. Nwaneri's very attacking, Maino's very defensive. But when Maino came into Man United, he came in with this confidence and composure. And then Man United kept giving the ball away, and Maino was winning the back and keeping it. And it was like, wow. And Nwaneri does that in a different way, because Arsenal obviously in different situations to United, but he comes on with this confidence of, I'm going to get the ball, I'm going to make something happen, I'm going to take on my man, I'm going to run with it. He makes tackles, he makes duels. We know Arteta likes defensive contributions as well from his players, defensive side. but he had a brilliant long shot. He had the confidence, but his ability in tight spaces on the ball to manipulate defenders around the box was amazing. You know, he brought the creativity, he brought the flair, he brought the unpredictability. He was really good at manipulating the ball in and around the box. He carried it so well. Every time he got the ball, he was going to make something happen. He had the maturity to drive, make something happen. His decision-making is good, but he has the technical brilliance in tight spaces of Leicester defending deep, and I'm going to play this bro, and I'm going to break this line of defence, and I'm going to make something happen. And every time I get the ball, Arsenal are going to have an attack because of this. And I felt that he had that aggression that's very different to Odegaard, but he brought that aggression to Arsenal, which was massive. And I think there he proved he should get more minutes. Nwaneri needs to get more minutes. With Odegaard out, he is impacting games. He is making something happen. He's got an absolute, you know, he's physically good for 17. He's technically good for 17. He's got that drive. I'm not saying that he's the answer. I'm not saying that he's going to, you know, be the Cole Palmer. But he's shown that he can do it. Give him an opportunity, he can do it, because he was a fluid, dynamic player that has creativity and everything. And I think he's a fantastic player, Nwaneri. And Mikel Arteta said this after the game. He said, Ethan Nwaneri came out and beat you three players. I just love it. If you want to play here, you need to play with that courage. And he's absolutely right. He got the ball. He beat three players. He made things happen. Also, Kai Havertz. Kai Havertz was absolutely Kai Havertz, you know, just comes on, gets a goal, boom. Well, he started the game, gets a goal, boom. I feel like every game Kai Havertz is getting a goal and assist. He's becoming a bagsman. He's becoming a stat merchant. Well, he's not actually a stat merchant, but, you know, a guy that used to get roasted for his bad stats is now, it's just like, yeah, he'll get a goal or assist today. He'll find a way. He'll get a goal or assist. So, look, I think Arsenal are absolutely incredible. And before I round up this video, one, I think Arsenal can win the league. I think Man City's Rodri injury and how they didn't look good versus Newcastle or Man City. I think Arsenal probably favourites to win the league. But two, I have been nominated for 3 awards at the 2024 FCA's, the Football Content Awards. If you guys could so kindly go to the Football Content Awards voting, there will be a link in the description, and vote Alice for Best in Video Individual, Best Premier League Content Creator as well, Club Content Creator, and Best Influencer. Those 3 awards, it would mean the world to me. Thank you very much. Let me know your thoughts down below. I could speak for 20 minutes because there was a lot of positives from Arsenal. There's a couple of negatives, but I've got to do a Liverpool review. I've got to finish this because, you know, the Liverpool match is probably kicked off for the second half now. But I will be back. Thank you for watching. Bye.